Hello, my mindful adventures. Today is the day of the first YouTube video. I don't know what day you're seeing this. I'm posting this on Wednesday, but this is the first YouTube video of the first themed month that I'm trying out, seeing how that works. This month is about self because I've been wanting to talk a lot of things about self. Like, I've been really wanting to talk about self, and it was going to be like new beginnings, new starts, but it's the middle of summer and I feel like we could talk about ourselves, right? At any point. It doesn't have to be summer. So I figured we'd do that, and we're gonna start off with inner child and like what it's like to be a child. There are planes going overhead. I just happen to be a part of a flight path. There are no airports around me that get planes like the ones that are flying overhead, but people be going to Mexico, so yeah, now the Caribbean, they be going out there having fun and stuff, you know what I mean? Anywho, so there's planes and my dog, corn. Things are in the corn. Not children of the corn type things. I don't even know what the fuck that was. I watched the old movie. I didn't watch the new one. Old movie's interesting. It's not really scary. If you're like not super into scary stuff, I definitely watch the old one because it's kind of silly. Just kind of silly. Like, the adults need help. The children are there to help. Not the children in the corn, but like, why am I talking about this? Anyway, notes. Talking about childhood things. Probably just smack the hell out of your eardrums. So what it's like to be a child. When we're children, we have like a childlike perspective, right? And basically what happens is you are seeing the world for the first time in this body. Like, I believe in reincarnation, so I believe that we have many lifetimes, whether it be here on other planets as different objects, different insects, yeah, animals, different whatever, like grass. Like, I feel like, maybe, one of your loved ones passed away and now they're a grass in this video. You never know. Anywho, so I believe in reincarnation, right? And I believe that when you're born, like, most people observe in childhood, or if you have children of your own, you realize like children are seeing the world for the first time, and these eyes, this new mind, this body, like, our minds and our bodies are not something that we carry over from lifetime to lifetime. The only thing that we really carry is our energy, because energy cannot be created nor destroyed. So we absorb things through that, and we also like impart that into our bodies. But when we are children, we're seeing the world for the first time. So everything looks new, like the grass, like the sky, the sunshine, butterflies, insects, like everything's interesting, or maybe everything's scary. It just depends. I've definitely met kids that are terrified of everything. But we're not talking about that. We're talking about the wonder of just being a child and experiencing the world. And you're able to be yourself at all times. Like, there's no like really a constraint to like be a certain thing. Like, you gotta like work a job. Like, I don't know about you, but I don't know no 3-year-old that has a job, unless they're like making content or something like with their parents or whatever. But at that point, then it's really just their parents' endeavor, not really theirs. You know what I mean? Unless they wanted to do it. I'm not. I don't know what the fuck I'm trying to say here, but I'm saying, like, ain't no 3-year-old got a 9 to 5, okay? Like, and nobody, like, no one's expecting like a child that young to be like having these types of jobs and like doing these types of things, because like, let kids be kids. Like, let children experience things on their own, and like experience things like with other people to learn and to develop. And that, I didn't mean to pop that open, but it did. And we're here to express ourselves. We're here to learn what it's like to be people. And one of the things, like, when you have a childlike perspective, everything's new. Everything is like, wow, like, what's going on? Like, how does this work? Like, how does this function? How do I use this thing? How do you use this thing? How does this, like, we're trying to like just figure out the world around us. That's why a lot of kids put shit in their mouths, like put things where they shouldn't be. Like, that's why we have so many injuries and like so many things, because you're just trying to experience the world. Like, we don't understand what the fuck gravity is. We don't understand what electricity is. We don't understand like a lot of different things, but we're learning and we're developing, and and our parents and our guardians are there to like teach us, really dangerous, like like don't put your hand on the stove, like don't fucking play with fire like that, especially if you don't know what you're doing. Don't shove a fucking fork into the outlet. I never did that, but I know somebody who did. So like don't do that stuff, because it's dangerous. But we learn these things, and we're like learning how to be ourselves, and we're learning what we like and what we don't like. And it's just one of the things that I remember when I was a kid. I really loved the color blue. I loved the color blue. I loved wearing pants. Like I really liked a lot of boy things, and I was told by someone in my life that I needed to like pink, and that I needed to like wearing dresses and skirts. And I was like, why? Like when you wear a dress and a skirt, you have to wear it a certain way. You have to make sure it's tucked in. I'm wearing this, but like I don't really like. I'm not acting very ladylike. I don't think. you know, um, because when you sit down, you have to put your dress underneath you, your skirt underneath you. You have to have your legs together, and all this extra shit that I just did not care about. And I was like, why don't I just wear pants all the time, and then I don't have to deal with that, and I can just do what I want, and I can move my legs however I want, and I can like whatever however I want. And so I started to resent all girly things. So I started hating the color pink, which I genuinely, I don't understand. I like the color pink. Like, it's the color, I genuinely like it, but it's not my favorite color. Like, my favorite color is still blue. Specifically like a sky blue, like a really pretty sky blue. And that was my first favorite color. And then I started liking like a deeper, more color blue. Like my water bottle, that's broken. I busted. It's my fault. I'm sad about that. Anywho, and yeah, so like we're able to be ourselves, and like that example of like my family member telling me I had to like pink, like I had to wear dresses, like I had to wear skirts, that like destroyed a certain part of me, because I was like, I really don't feel like I have to do that. And then another thing, like I had I still am a stuffed animal girl. I like my stuffed animals. I like cuddly, fluffy, fuzzy things. And I had this bear, and my bear, like I would call him or I call her, and I never really had like, I was like, why does bear have to be a specific gender? And it was like my family was getting confused, so I had to decide whether bear was a him or a her, and I was like, why can't bear be both him and her? And they're like, well, that's not possible, and that's not okay. And I'm like, okay, whatever, I guess bear's a him. And then as I grew older, and I learned about different types of sexualities, and like different types of like um gender, like different types of gender expression, I was like, okay, well, bear is gender fluid, because bear's not always her, bear's not always him, and bear is just always bear, right? So so yeah, my bear is gender fluid. And again, that was another thing, like I was being told like I had to like conform to a specific thing. And it's like, why do we do this to kids? Like, why do we do this to people in general? Like, in general, like, why do we have to like force them to like specific things because it better suits us? Like, that's so selfish. And as like we're growing up, it's like the same things over and over again. Like, we're told like we can't do X, Y, and Z because it's childish. You're 13 now. You shouldn't be playing dress up and playing with dolls and wanting to do tea parties and shit. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. Have you looked at England? Like a high tea? That's a fucking tea party. Grown ass women and men have tea parties over there. Why can't we do that? Why can't we do that at 13? Why can't we have our little plastic tea set and shit and pretend we're having high tea with our dolls because our friends don't want to come over, or maybe we don't have friends, or maybe we just want to be on our lonesome and have fun with our fucking dolls and our stuffed animals? Why can't we do that? Or why can't I be a 15, 16-year-old male, 15, 16-year-old boy, man, whatever the fuck you want to call yourself, and play with action figures? Or why can't I be a 4-year-old girl and play with action figures, or a 4-year-old boy and play with a fucking baby doll? Why can't I do those things? Because it's not what I'm supposed to do. And then again, with the age thing, as you're aging up, you're supposed to grow out of that. You're not supposed to want to do those things. I'm sorry, every night I still sleep with my stuffed animal. I am 20 fucking 6, about to be 27. Do you think I give two shits about people telling me I can't sleep with my stuffed animal? Hell no. I sleep with my stuffed animal every night. And on the nights that I don't have them, I'm like, fuck, I miss Bear. I need to go get Bear. So I'll go get Bear in the middle of the night and like cuddle with my bear. Like, yo, I don't let that fucking stop me. I don't. I just don't. Like, cause I'm tired. I'm tired. I'm tired of being told what I can and cannot do. Am I hurting somebody by playing with an action figure as a 6-7-year-old girl? No. Am I hurting anybody as a 3-year-old boy who wants to play with a baby doll? No. Am I hurting anybody by wanting to wear a skirt and I'm fucking, I don't know, 13-year-old and I'm a boy, but I still identify as masculine? No. There's a guy literally on YouTube. I don't know if any of you guys have seen him, but he literally does makeup. He calls his stuff country drag. And he considers himself like masculine. Like, he dresses up. Like, that is not, like, some people think, oh, that's childish. How is it childish? He's expressing himself. Like, who gives a flying fuck? Basically, what I'm trying to tell you is, if you do something that you think is childish, or that people have told you that is childish, and you're like, oh, maybe they're right, who gives a shit? Like, who cares? Because at the end of the day, it's your fucking life. And for me personally, I don't want to die with regrets. I just don't. Like, I'm not gonna sit here and pretend that I don't do things that are childish. I'm not gonna sit here and like pretend that I don't sometimes wish I could like do more childlike things. Like, sometimes I want to be sometimes I just want to scream in the store. I know that one's a little bit more on the edge because screaming in the store brings attention and can be very negative, and the boy who cried wolf and all that type of thing. But like, sometimes I'll just be in the mall and you hear the echo, you just want to be like, echo, or like do something. Sometimes I do, I'll like yip or something, like, and just like hear the echo, because it's like it's bringing up creativity. It's bringing up like a part of me that like I didn't really do as a kid, because I was trying to be a good child. I was supposed to be quiet. I was supposed to be well behaved. I was supposed to be this ideal fucking robot bullshit. Like, I grew up a lot faster than I should have, kind of situation, and I had to do things that I shouldn't have had to do as a fucking child. But I did, and now I am who I am now, and I'm like, well, now I have the opportunity to take myself back in time, so to speak. Talk to my inner child, because she's still there. She never went away. Like, your inner child never fucking left, never went away, even though you felt like, oh, what I did was wrong, or oh, the things that people told me were childish or that adults shouldn't do. That part of you never left. And honestly, if we're going to be honest here, all you did was bury them under a pile of shit. It's like I don't know. I mean, of course, I don't know how messy you may be, but it's like, you got a pile of things in your room, and you should be going through them, and you should be organizing them, but you just keep piling and piling and piling. And then the next thing you know, something you put on the way bottom you really fucking need, and you have to go dig through it. That's basically your inner child. You just piled shit on top of them and just kept piling and piling and piling until you were like, oh, fuck, I need that. And then you have to go hunt for them. But really, I mean, as soon as you ask for your inner child, they'll be like, they'll pop up like, oh, I'm here. I'm here. And also at the same time, they pop up when you least expect them, like those moments where you feel like super like playful, or like you feel like excited, or like you get the zoomies as a person, because children, they get the zoomies. Like, it's like, they'll be like whatever one moment, then all of a sudden they're like, oh my god, everywhere. And it's not just a fucking sugar rush. I'm talking about like, they're just excited, they're just like, ah. And that's fine. Like, that's a part of your inner child. And sometimes when something happens, like something negative happens and then you're like, you kind of freeze up, you kind of like, you feel small. When you feel physically small, or you feel like out of control in a way that you don't know exactly what you're doing and you're not quite sure where that feeling is coming from, that is also your child, your inner child. Your inner child is speaking to you through these emotions, saying like, hey, this is something we never. Sorry about that, the mic just freaking died. I think it died around the time when I was talking about, so, you know, when you, sorry if this repeats, but when you were oh, I'm hot. But when you're an adult and your inner child starts coming out, like there's different, it comes out sometimes in creative ways, sometimes it comes out in like more kind of scary ways where you're not sure how to handle a situation. It's fucking hot though. You're not able to handle a situation the way you thought you'd be able to as an adult, but then you feel like you're back to being a kid again. Like you have no idea what's going on. You don't know how to handle the situation. You don't know how to handle the emotion because you never learned how to handle it as a kid. And it just got trapped in your body as trauma. And when situations come up that like exasperate that or make it like front and center, make it like really up in your face, like, oh, this is something I don't know how to handle, that's when we need to take the time to reparent ourselves. And like, I'm pretty sure you've heard the term reparenting. It sounds kind of weird, but really in reality, we are now our own adults. We are the one that's taking care of our inner child. And even if you're like 16, 17 years old, 18 years old, still living with your parents, there are things that you can do to benefit yourself, things you can do to bring awareness to those things that you're struggling with and find help. I'm not saying like if you're those ages and you still don't know how to handle things, like, I mean, you're still considered a child, but I really feel like at 16, 17, when you're starting to really lean more into adult things, really lean more into like, getting a job, or like, depending on what country you are, you're now starting to drink. And if you're here in the States, you're learning to get a driver's license and you still might be learning how to drink. I never really did that, but I can't speak for everyone. But like, what I'm saying is like, you still like, you're dealing with these things from childhood, from like early development, because from age 0, like right after you're fucking popped out your mom, or however you popped out your mom, to about 7, you are completely and utterly like helpless when it comes to meeting your own needs, because you don't know how to communicate. And also at that age, you can't really separate sarcasm from like what's really going on. So like, you have to like go back and realize like what some of the things maybe you were told that like affected you. Like when I thought it was older than that, but when I was like 4, I was told I cheat. Like when I smiled, my smile was ugly. Apparently, it was a joke, but I do not take it as a joke. And I literally would not smile like the way I smile now, and on these videos and like the thumbnails and all that stuff. Like the way I smile now is not the way I used to smile. Like I would like, maybe that would be as much as I'd go. Like I wouldn't really like a full on smile. Like I just didn't do that. I mean, of course it was forced because I was forcing them, but like when we deal with things like that, and it's funny because everything I'm telling you is all from the same person. Like all the things I told you earlier that I was told, like, hey, like you need to do this, it's all been from the same person. And I don't talk to that person anymore. It is what it is. Sorry. But yeah, you sorry, not sorry. Why did I say sorry? There's no reason to be sorry for that. You gotta protect your peace at all costs. Anyway, um yeah, you gotta like learn how to protect your peace. You gotta learn how to set boundaries so that you don't get re-traumatized, you don't get hurt again, and you understand like that was something that happened when I was younger, yes, and now that I'm an adult, I can do things, take matters into my own hands to make things like really work out for me. Sorry, I'm turning pink. The sky is turning pink, so that's just what's happening. The sun's going down. Anyway, and so you gotta like learn how to reparent yourself, and that's what I was talking about. The reparenting, you've probably heard of it. Like you literally give yourself what you didn't get as a child, whether that be going to experience something new or like giving yourself love and affection you wish you got when you were having issues, like not issues, but when you were having like a mental breakdown. Like some people, like they might seem like they don't want to be touched, but some of them do. Like they genuinely do. I was one of those kids. Like I would push people away, but really all I wanted was someone to like hold me down. Not like force me down, but like hold me, and tell me like, hey, everything's gonna be okay. Like you're gonna be fine. Like it's okay. Like wipe the tears from your eyes. Like it's okay. Like caress me and like love me and tell me like everything's gonna be okay. And I never really got that because I dealt with a lot of things on my own. I was single child of a single mom, and yeah, I had like family members who helped take care of me, but I really wanted like, that affection and love for my mom. Unfortunately, she wasn't there, and I understand like why she wasn't there. Like she had to fucking pay the bills. Like she had to make sure that I had food and I had clothes and she had food and clothes and like a roof over our heads, like fucking electricity, water, all that stuff so that we could both like thrive and like actually live like a decent, comfortable life. And I don't blame her for that. Like shit fucking happens. Like if you're a single parent and you're like, fuck, like maybe my kid, like, yeah, maybe they do. And you gotta do what you gotta do. Like maybe you could find somebody like, or like, take the time to be like, sit with your kid every night when you get home from work or every morning, depending on like when, your schedule is or whatever. Or maybe you have time off when they're at school and like you can come for lunch or something. And maybe they feel embarrassed, but like, give them that time, especially if because they may act like they're tough and they don't need that shit because they're probably their peers act that way. But like, take that extra time to like really sit down with your child and like take the time to like do that. And then again, like also I'm not like here bashing any caregivers. I'm not here to like tell you like, oh, if you're doing this, you're doing it wrong. No, we all have to do what we can with what we have, and unfortunately not all of us have the time and the resources to do things as we wish we could. So we need to make do with what we have, be grateful for the time that we have with our children. I don't have any kids. I will have kids, but I don't have any kids right now. Like take time that we do have with our children, take time that we do have with our loved ones, because like you never know. You just never know what's going to happen. Like something could happen to you, something could happen to them. You just don't know, and you like take every moment you can. And yes, you may be really tired. Maybe you might pass out while reading them a story at night. Hey, at least mom and dad showed up for me, or grandma, grandpa, whoever caregiver you are, maybe your aunt, uncle, I don't know. But like take that time for them. Take that time for yourself to really get to know your kid and like really sit down and talk to them. But back to the reparenting part, basically what I just said, like do that for yourself. Take time for yourself. Like, hey, how am I feeling today? What's going on in my mind? Like what's going on around me? Like what's going on that's difficult? What can I go find help for? Like things of that nature. Like go and like really sit down with yourself and be like, okay, what do I need? Right? What do I need? Because then you can start building your boundaries. And with those boundaries, you can start building like ways to protect yourself so that you don't re-traumatize yourself, so that you don't reopen wounds and become bitter. Like you don't become like what you don't want to be, because really what we're trying to do is learn how to love ourselves, learn how to express ourselves in a healthy way, that we're able to be better people, be better versions of ourselves, so that we can show up in our everyday lives. Like you're just really learning how to take care of yourself and how to be your own best friend, because that inner child, like I said earlier, they don't go away. Yeah, you might have piled a bunch of shit on top of them. Excuse me. Maybe you might have piled a bunch of shit on top of them, but they're always there. They will always pop up when that old trigger comes up, when that situation pops up, when you feel giddy, you feel playful, you're not quite sure why. Like they're popping up. They're always there. They're never going to leave. So find a way to make friends with them and to give them the things that you wish that you had, because now you have the opportunity to do so. Now you can do that for yourself. Now you can protect yourself from the people who maybe didn't have your best interests at heart. And it sucks, but that's how it be sometimes. Like I said last time, my dad and my grandmother, I don't talk to them. They don't have my best interests at heart, and I'm not going to sit here and tell people, I'm not going to sit here and let people tell me that, oh, it's your grandma, oh, it's your dad. I don't fucking care. They don't respect me. I don't have time for that. Why would I sit here and put my energy around people who are fucking assholes? There's no reason for me to do that. There's no reason for me to stress myself out in that manner, so I don't. Just like you shouldn't take time to figure out who gives you energy, who makes you feel drained, even by just like walking into the room with them or hearing their name. That can be a big indication of people you should spend less time with. I'm not saying completely cut them out, but spend less time with them, set your boundaries with them. And then if they decide to continue to disrespect you, then you cut them out, because there's no reason to keep that around you. Give them a chance. But like I said, like if they keep doing the same things over and over again, and honestly, you shouldn't really get it past the third or fourth time, because at that point, then it's very obvious they don't give a fuck. Even if you set your boundaries, tell them, hey, this, and this, and then they're like, I don't care through their actions, then I don't care about this relationship. Girl, bye. You know what I mean? So, learning how to set those boundaries for yourself. And yeah, becoming your own best friend, offering unconditional love and support and comfort and just affection for yourself. Like giving yourself that love. Like I said, give yourself that love that you wish you had. Giving yourself that love that you wish you could have received in childhood. So, like I said, I hug myself. I'm a very touchy-feely person. Like I love to be touched. I love to be hugged, and like that's something from people I know. Like don't just come up to me and just be like, oh, ask me first if you want to give a hug to me, because I don't like when strangers touch me. I don't know you. I don't want you to touch me. Like if you're a hugger, you're a hugger. That's a different story. But I don't, like I like to hug myself. I like to tell myself everything's gonna be okay. Like I'll rub myself on like, my leg or something, or like my hair. Like I'll, do this number. Like I'll like, rub my face, like anything just to make myself feel like, hey, like I'm loved. Like, like even just like resting my head in my hand, that really like helps bring comfort to me, especially in situations where I'm having a traumatic response. Because then I'm like able to be like, okay, like I'm safe, I'm okay, like I can give myself these things, like I am set within myself, I am like whole within myself, and being able to do those things like really shows yourself that you can trust yourself, that you can rely on yourself. And when you're able to trust and rely on yourself, it's so much more easier to love yourself and to give yourself that support, because then you realize like, hey, I'm my own support system. And then if someone shows up and they disrespect you, guess what? You don't fucking need them, because you got yourself. You have you, and you don't need anybody else but you. So like that's like it's such a superpower, not being affected by other people's bullshit. Like that's so amazing. Like why wouldn't you want that? Yeah, and you just like, yeah, give yourself what you wanted as a child. Like that is really like this whole video, give yourself what you wanted as a child. Give yourself that connection that you wanted. Give yourself that love and affection that you wanted. Like give yourself all of those things that you so desperately craved and wanted, because there's no one who's going to do it for you, especially if you don't speak up. So do it for yourself first and foremost. Don't look for it in other people. Don't look for it and external circumstances. Don't just wait like, oh, once I find the right one, they'll give me everything that I need and heal my childhood. No. No. If you're looking for someone to heal your childhood wounds, I guarantee you're going to be in one disappointing relationship after another. And that goes for friendships, that goes for romantic relationships, that goes for like literally any type of relationship, like acquaintance, like whatever. You're going to be miserable. It's just not going to work. Like, because you gotta be able to give it to yourself, because no one's gonna like I tell my friends and my family, like, who's the person who's gonna be there on your deathbed with you? Like, who's really gonna like fucking matter then when you're going to die? Who's gonna matter? The only person that's gonna matter is you. Yeah, it's sad you're leaving behind people that you love and you're like losing, you're not really losing anything. Like you're I mean you're losing your life, but you know, you're losing the life that you had as this version of yourself. But cuz like I said, I believe in reincarnation. But like at the same time it's like, what does all of the opinions of everyone else matter if in the end it's just you? It's just you. You yourself and yourself. You know, me, myself, and I. You, yourself, and you, I guess. So, like, think about that, you know? Like, there's this song I listen to, is literally in the song, it's like, how do you want to live? You can't be anybody else but you, and how are you gonna die? You can't die with anybody else but you. So, like, take your time to figure it out. Figure it out. You know? You have time. And even if you are like currently like maybe you are on your deathbed right now and you're like, I don't know how much longer I have. Take this time to love yourself and give yourself all the compassion and love that you wish that you had in your lifetime. Because there's nothing worse than dying with regrets. There's nothing worse than like not knowing like what it was you could have done to help yourself. And it's just it sometimes it's tough out here. Sometimes it really is. But not but I just want you guys to live your best lives. I want you guys to learn, grow, and thrive together. Cause when we do this together, it is better. And when we're able to have like support, it is good. But also when we're able to rely on ourselves, it makes it that much better because they're harvesting right now. I gotta get off. But so I hope you guys like this video. Okay. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. I hope you guys find value in this video. All right, I gotta run. See ya.